Chapter 3, Second Chances. Sean kept reaching out and I kept ignoring his calls. Eventually, in a few weeks, we ran into each other at an event. He came over and sat next to me. We were cordial. He flattered me, saying, "You look so amazing." I replied with a simple, "Thanks, Sean." I tried to get up and leave, but he pulled my arm. As I turned to him, he looked deep into my eyes and said, "Look, what happened between us was weird, but I really care about you. Can we?" He paused, and I tried to use this as an attempt to escape. I pulled my hand back and said, "Sorry, Sean, I have to go. Please, I think I'm falling in love with you. Can we talk?" My breath was taken away. Did he say he loved me? It was so fast. I wasn't aware of this as his manipulation tactic, not yet. God, I was so young, so naive. He continued, "Let's have dinner." And I felt for it. 2 days later, we went out for drinks at a lounge in Lower Manhattan. The place was nice. Sean was really coming up and pulling out all the stops to impress me. He pulled the chair out for me to sit. Back then, he was always a gentleman. He smiled and said, "Look," as he sat across from me, "I hated it. I never want to do it again. Give me another chance." Over coffee the next morning, I decided to give him another chance. For the next year and a half, things seemed pretty normal. It was fun, things were going great, and we were living the dream that I dreamt about throughout my youth. Sean and Clive were working on Bad Boy, and he had his first couple artists. He picked up Craig Mack, then some rapper from West Coast called Notorious B1, to help Chris develop. He was collaborating with the biggest names in hip-hop to make it happen. Things could not be more amazing. Then he asked me to do it again. It was insane. Sean said, "Baby, I can't stop thinking about it." "What the hell are you talking about?" I responded. Sean continued, I just can't stop thinking about that night. It was amazing. Can you screw me one more time, please?" I became infuriated. "Why don't you go to Clive? He is the one screwing you, isn't he?" Then Sean hit me. This was the first time he slapped me hard. Before I could form words, he began to beg, I'm sorry." Holding my cheek where he hit me, I turned and ran off. That should have been it, but I guess I'm a glutton for punishment. He sent flowers and a bunch of expensive gifts. Then we bumped into each other at another industry event. He sat down next to me. This was deja vu. Sean started, "Imagine running into you here." "Get the F away from me," I forced out. He became more serious as he said, "Look, baby, I'm sorry." But I just glared at him. "There is nothing you could ever say to me. Nothing." After an awkward silence, he finished, "You know I love you. I love your son. He's my son. I don't know how to fix this, but I'll do anything. I'm sorry." Ish. He can be so sweet. Here we go with the love thing. This time it's not falling in. He was great with Quincy, and to be honest, despite everything, I missed him. As he stood to walk away, I remember hearing myself say, "Call me later." What the F is wrong with me?
Alright, here we go. Chapter 3, man. Back to the Kim Porter book. Diddy and his shenanigans. Chapter 3 picks up disgustingly how chapter 2 left off. In chapter 2, she was saying that Diddy asked her to, put a strap on, and you heard me at the end of chapter 2. I'm tired of covering this part. You know what I mean? That's just nasty. So what happens here in chapter 3 is she seems to run back into Diddy again. He's apologetic and what have you. He sounds like he sweet talked her, and he ended up getting back close to her again. Said he was sorry. Said he ain't even like the dildo action and all of that. Pretty much, sweet talked her, and he got back in with her. Started being real nice with her son Quincy. Playing father figure. He actually made it a year and a half. She said, like before, things started to get crazy again. And again, things got crazy. Diddy said, can you put the strap on and do the do again? Again. This nigga's crazy. But so she freaked out. She said, why don't you ask Clive Davis to do it? Or something like that. So Diddy, you know what I'm saying? He smacks her up. He immediately starts to apologize and everything. You know, I'm sorry, babe. I'm sorry. You know, she runs out of the spot. So they kind of break up for a while. Again, about the same thing. About Diddy wanting it in the anus with a dildo. This is what this lady is saying. When they first met, this man had a fetish with her, you know, with these type of activities. You know, this is crazy. You know, with all of the stuff coming out with Diddy being bisexual and gay and all that, it kind of lines up. You know, it kind of makes sense that he could have been on that. You know, so far the book kind of fall in line with Diddy's character that we've seen, right? So far, this stuff that she's saying is not like out of the reach of anything we've heard about Diddy. Okay, so what happens then is she ends up running back into him at some kind of award show or event or some kind of, you know, event where celebrities hang. And again, he puts the charm back on her. You know, she's like, no, you know, she's, being, trying to stonewall him and has a guard up. And then somehow he talks her into having dinner with him and talks her into, getting back close again. So that's where we at with chapter 3 so far, man. Diddy sounds very manipulative from the very beginning. He's violent. He put his hands on her. Hell, I can't even talk. You know, shit got me. You know, he wants to do crazy things in the bedroom and all that. So basically, that's what we have so far. You know, we have Diddy looking like some sort of predator. He's trying to control this lady, manipulate this lady. Well, he's actually controlling and manipulating her. He's really putting it on and everything like that. So yeah, we're gonna cover chapter 4 here in a couple more days, man. This is Robbie Maurice, friend from Everything Under the Sun reaction channel. Man, this is crazy, man. I ain't know what I was getting myself into. If I known these parts was in this book, I don't even know if I would have touched this, y'all. I don't even know if I would have touched it, because this is not my cup of tea. This is not my forte. Diddy's disgusted if this is true.